In a world where African leadership is often defined by old age, corruption, and colonial loyalty, a young military captain is breaking every rule in the book. At just 87, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has become a revolutionary force, loved by the people, feared by the elite, targeted by enemies. He has survived 19 assassination attempts, he has expelled the West, and he has freed his people from taxes. This is not just a story about a coup, it's the story of Africa's new struggle for freedom. This is the story of Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1988 in the Haut-Bazins region of Burkina Faso. He studied geology, but his true calling was in the trenches, not classroom. He joined the military and by 2022 rose to become a captain. That same year, Burkina Faso was in turmoil. Islamist insurgents controlled nearly half of the country. The people were fed up. On September 30, 2022, Traoré led a bloodless coup, removing Paul Henri Damiba from power. And in a historic moment, the world's youngest head of state was born. Since taking power, Traoré has faced the war on many fronts. The war against terror, the war against corruption, and the war to stay alive. According to intelligence, he has survived 19 assassination attempts, some from within his own military, and yet he remains defiant. He formed the Rapid Intervention Brigade, equipped with drones and modern tactics, and the result, over 340,000 displaced people have returned home. Villages once ruled by terror are slowly reclaiming their peace. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso has undergone an unexpected economic transformation. In 2022, the economy shrunk, but by 2023, GDP grew to $20.32 billion, a staggering 8% growth rate, more than double Nigeria's 3.4% that same year. The secret, a shift to local production and sovereignty. Gold, previously smuggled and exploited by foreign companies, is now refined locally. A national gold refinery ensures wealth stay within Burkina Faso's borders. Agriculture is also back in focus. With the agro-pastoral offensive, Burkina Faso is aiming for 70% food self-sufficiency by the end of 2025. And for the first time in decades, textile factories, tomato processing plants, and local industries are reopening. Perhaps the most daring move was geopolitical, breaking ties with France. In early 2023, Captain Traoré ordered the expulsion of French troops, calling an end to colonial-era control and foreign dependency. He joined hands with Mali and Niger to form the Alliance of Sahel States, a regional bloc now discussing a new currency, a central bank, and joint infrastructure project.
The Alliance of Sahel States' key priority project is to construct a joint airline and railway linking Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. The aim is to boost trade within the Sahel bloc and to reduce their dependence on external financing.
He also opened new doors, forging ties with Russia, Turkey, and other non-Western allies. To the West, he is a threat, but to millions of Africans, he is a hero. In March 2024, Traoré did the unthinkable. He declared that small-scale businesses and ordinary citizens will no longer pay taxes.
Burkina Faso has just made history. President Ibrahim Traoré has announced that all taxes on businesses, salaries, and foreign investments will be eliminated, turning the country into Africa's first tax-free nation.
His argument: the state should generate wealth through production resources, not by squeezing the poor. While some economists are skeptical about long-term revenue, others praise it as a revolutionary people-centered model. Let's compare. In 2023, Nigeria, with all its oil wealth, managed just 3.4% GDP growth. Inflation, unemployment, and insecurity worsened. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso, a landlocked country under siege, doubled that growth rate, and it did so without oil, foreign aid dependency, or Western troops. What is Nigeria missing? Perhaps it's not resources, but leadership. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is a perfect leader. He came to power through a coup. His policies are bold and sometimes risky, but he has something most African leaders do not: courage, vision, and unwavering belief in African dignity. He's building a nation not for foreign investors, but for his people. He's young, pan-African, and unapologetic. If Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, or South Africa want to see real change, they must break free from colonial shackles, invest in local industry, and empower their youth. In the heart of Africa, a captain is writing history. He has worked through fire, he has shaken empires, and he has lit a spark of hope in the hearts of millions. This is not just the story of Ibrahim Traoré. This is the story of Africa's new dawn. The youth of Africa must not be spectators in the struggle for liberation. Thomas Sankara.